Okay, welcome back to Mr. Goan Plays Final Fantasy IX. So it's relatively late at night here. I've just back from a nice run in the rain and, well, typical Scottish summer, eh? So, yesterday we left off with Zidane in the forest having dragged Steiner and Vivi back. He's made the decision that he's going to go after the princess. But we are going to have to go and speak to the boss. And that means a fight. So we're going to quickly check and see whether or not upgrading some of this equipment would be useful. Okay, the higher evade is useful because I don't want to get hit. Okie dokie. Now, Baku, I believe, has some items, so we are going to try and steal those. I think he has a broadsword, which would be handy for when we get Steiner back. But ideally we want to get as many broadswords as possible because Blank has an iron sword, and I want to steal it from him later on. Okay, so a couple of chests kicking about here, so unless we already got them, let's have a look. Anything in here? Someone crying. Dear. I've got my big cup of tea, and I've got this lovely big cookie, which is really bad because I've gained far too much weight through the lockdowns, and I need to start losing it, hence why I've been running. But they are delicious. Okay, so you're leaving a... So we're establishing here that Zidane's kind of got a pattern for quitting and coming back, and quitting and coming back. But we'll go over to the cargo room, a bit more room in there. See, it stands out a bit better since with the new textures. So we chest down here. I know I checked, but I just, I get a bit nervous. Double check, make sure I got full health. Alright, let's go. Now, normally when I play, I normally level up before that first fight with a bit of random encounters. So normally I'm higher than level 1, but let's just give this a shot, shall we? It is actually possible to beat the game with Zidane at level 1. It's just really, really hard. Alright, let's go. Now, this is a one-on-one fight, which is fine. You just got to keep an eye on Zidane's health. But every few moves or so, Baku actually trips over and hurts himself. But his moves deal a lot more damage than I'm happy with. So 32. So we can take 2 more hits before we'd have to heal. That was quick. Got the iron sword. I thought he had a broadsword. Not to worry. Okay, let's see. Let's see if he's got anything else, and then we'll heal. Alright, got a high potion. I don't want to get taken out by an accidental critical or something, but I think he might trip over. Potion. You get a great view of the Mage Masher dagger. The Mage Masher is that red one that Zidane's got there in his offhand. Oh, in his forehand. His offhand grip is just his standard dagger that he'll use anytime he's using daggers in the game. We'll just check and see if he's got a third. Nope, he's got. That's it. Oh, here we go. It's a trip. Alright, you know what we'll do is we will. Let's just hit him. We're gonna need to heal next. Come on, come on, come on, come on. This is, of course, the moment my cat decides he wants a cuddle. Hello, Binksy. Okay. So, now we just need to land some good hits on Baku. 84 is a pretty good damage here. See, that's what I'm talking about, where he'll trip over and hurt himself. So when he trips over and bangs into us like he did last time, that hurts both of us. When he trips over and hurts himself, it's just him. Okay, that wasn't so bad actually. Like I said, a lot of this fight is just managing your health there and making sure you have potions in time. Right. We need to go talk to the knight, so we need to go talk to Steiner. It's a chest. No, it's a background chest, we can't get that one. So we need to go talk to Steiner, and once we've recruited Steiner, we can go talk to Vivi, and get our team, and head into the woods to save the princess. Oh look, he's sleeping, he's got the doll. Now, one of Steiner's character arcs is that he's going to struggle to deal with the difference between duty and responsibility, really. Rusty. One of my friends, his nickname is Rusty. Adelbert Steiner, captain of the Knights of Pluto. I will never work with conniving thieves. Captain, I figured you were a private with that cheap rusty armor. So, we're leaving Tantalus, and we're gonna go save Garnet. We should seek Master Vivi's help as well. I think it's interesting in the world with knights and swords and skills and things that there is a deep respect for the power of magic, particularly elemental magic like Vivi. Okay, now we are going to have to come back into this room again to get that chest. I think it's just an ether, but I said last time about the exclamation marks adding to your treasure hunter rank. Chests that you open also add to that. So even chests that contain items we don't necessarily need or will use still count towards your treasure rank. And we want to get an S rank. Now, if we head this way, we'll go along and talk to Vivi. It's a long way to Limblum. Here's our buddy Marcus. Let's go get us Vivi. This was something that I thought was a great addition to Final Fantasy IX. Steiner wants to try and experiment here. Now, each of the characters has normally 4 commands. Like you saw when we had Princess Garnet, she had her white magic attack, white magic, summon, an item. Zidane has attack, steal, skill, an item. But Steiner only had attack, sword art, an item. His additional skill only comes into effect when Vivi is with him. If Vivi's in the party as well, Steiner gets access to the magic sword abilities. And that lets you use Steiner's MP to have Vivi cast any of Vivi's known spells, or almost any of them. I think there's some that aren't included in it. But almost any of Vivi's known spells as sword art or sword magic. It's really cool. We'll get to see it a little bit. You're full of So we need some of Blank's medicine. This is for the princess, because she'll have seeds. Set your abilities. Okay, so let's have a look. Steiner. We already did the Steiners when we had him, but let's have a look at what he's got here. So Beast Killer minus strike. See the difference between a blue gem and a red gem? So a blue gem is a support ability that you can equip, and a red gem is an active ability. So it's like a skill, so one of his sword arts. So the Iron Sword would up his attack there, and it would teach him minus strike, but we'd lose out on Beast Killer. So can we get Beast Killer anywhere else? Bug Killer's going to be great here. We can throw the bronze gloves on him, so we can turn on antibody. And if we turn on antibody, that means he can't be poisoned. Did we get any new armor? Nope. And right now, Zidane has the Moonstone. Does Zidane get Beast Killer from the Leather Wrist? So if we take the Moonstone off Zidane and put it onto Steiner, we can swap Steiner to have the Iron Sword, which gives him extra attack and the extra 10% towards Beast Killer. Combined with Bird Killer and Bug Killer, Steiner should take down a lot of stuff in the forest. Let's just double check that there's nothing. I wish we had another Leather Wrist, because Vivi could learn Blizzard from it, but he doesn't need Blizzard so much just yet. Especially since he can get Thunder from this thing. Okay, so let's have a look at Vivi. He's getting fire from there, fire from there. Can't get Blizzard just yet, but he can get Thunder. And he can't learn Shell, so there's no point worrying about the Moonstone just now. And that looks like we're just about good to go. We'll double check. I don't think Vivi has any support abilities yet. But he's got Fire and Thunder as his active commands. And I think we're good to go. Okay. The other thing to note, Vivi is in the back row, whereas Steiner and Zidane are in the front row. So again, remember that means that Vivi will take less physical damage, but since most of his attacks will be magical, that's not affected by the row. So we should be okay with that. Alright. Chino will sell us items if we need them, because now we're not in the band anymore. So I can't actually see the funds because of the recording. Okay, we've got 11,000 gil. That's fine. I never noticed that. You can't get on the Microsoft. You can't get rid of the little recording icon. You won't see it in the recording, but I can see it while I'm recording. And in the recording icon, it just hovers there, and I can't move it or anything. Ooh, a letter for us. Zidane, you alright? I'm doing good. Met an interesting stranger in Alexandria today. I'll tell you more soon. P.S. Tell the boys in Tentless I said hi. Silly Ruby. Moscow wants mail. We'll save just for safety. Okay, let's get going. Okay. Now we'll start getting random battles as we go along here. I've got random battles turned on, because you can turn on save travel as one of the game boosters, but remember we're not using the game boosters in this playthrough. Wow. Beast Killer killer and the higher attack runs Steiner, loads of bonus damage there. Now, how much EXP a creature gives you is then divided by the number of people in your party. So the more people in your party, the less EXP each person gets. Orchestra in the forest. Final Fantasy VII fans should hopefully recognize this. From the parade in Junan. Okay, so here's where we fought the plant cage. Let's keep heading deeper. This was really reminiscent of the materia mines in Final Fantasy VII. So, looks like Blank's been tasked with a wee mission. Can't get fights in here, so I'm just checking for any items. And we have a wee Moogle. Hello, Monty. And we have a letter from Monty. I suspect Princess Garnet even more. Sweet. Didn't she just... Oh, so I think Monty saw Princess Garnet. Let's see. Oh, a letter from Stiltskin. I'm in a very cold place right now. It's really strange. It wasn't like this the last time I came here. This is why I travel. I always like to check Mognet one extra time to see, just to make sure. I don't think we need to save again just yet. But you can. Okay. Oh, it doesn't look too ominous. Nice big slurpity. Alright, where are we? I'm getting surprisingly few battles. Let's get an extra one. See if we can grab an extra level or two. Ooh. Let's steal from that. Ooh, tents are expensive. This early game, it's really handy just to nick the occasional item. Awesome. Just a lot of items are quite expensive this early on in the game, so having Zidane being able just to steal things like a tent, that's just saved us 800 gil from later that we'd have to spend later on. It might not seem like a big deal, but every penny helps in the early game, especially when we get to Limblum. Because Limblum has some lovely shops. good. Ore is an odd item. It won't really be needed by us much until later on, but it's wanted by friendly creatures. They're really rare across the world, and there's a whole side quest about them. But when we get there, it'll make more sense. We'll get one more fight, and then we'll move on. We've had quite a profitable little fight against those flowers so far, so hopefully we'll get one more, and then we can move on. Eye drops. Alright, it'd be worth us going back to where the Moogle is, healing up there, and then the one more fight that we'll probably get on the way, either there or back, will get us up to level 3. And that should be a good place to go for fighting the next boss. Quick heal. Stirp. And you know what, I will save just now, because I'm now paranoid. You know what, I think I'm going to turn on run as the default movement. There is a point later on where we'll have to remember distinctly to walk. But I know I'll know that when it's coming, so no, I'm not worried about that. Okay. No, it's just in the default config. You've always been able to do this. This isn't a game boost. There we go. And now you can see I can just run by default now, so I don't have to worry about holding down cancel. And then we'll get our one more fight here before we move on. Come on. Come fight me. Interestingly enough, when I was uploading the video yesterday, I discovered that none of these videos will be monetizable at all, because the music is all copyright, and I never thought that the music would be the issue. I have seen, as a lot of YouTubers have watched Let's Plays of where they put their own different music on, but I like the music, and I don't mind. I don't mind too much. Just means that if you see adverts when you watch my videos, the money for that is going to Square, not to me. Okay. Now, we need to steal the items from him, but this battle is semi-scripted. An event will happen when Zidane's health drops to yellow, or he gets KO'd. So, with Vivi, so Zidane is going to steal, Vivi is going to focus. Oh, we got Iron Helm, that was quick. And Steiner is going to heal. Okay. Eye drops, Zidane. Steal. Now focus increases Vivi's magic attack power. I think up to 6 times. So if I just have him focusing while we steal stuff with Zidane, I don't think it'll take us all 6. Although we do need to cure Zidane because that was a lot of damage. A lot more than I was expecting. Okay, so we're good. Alright, you know what? Sword magic, fire sword. See, this is awesome. Just a chance to unleash an extra one of Vivi's spells, just using Steiner. Okay, now this thing's going to attack Zidane again at some point. I think will kill him. Whoa. Here comes Blank. There we go. Step aside. I'll take this. Okay, so attack. Okay, and Blank can attack as well. If we can deal enough damage to it, the fact that I don't think it can take everyone down in a oneer. And I can heal afterwards. Okay, Fire Sword would have been a better idea. Okay. Potion Zidane. Oh well. Well done, Blank. Vivi learned fire. It's almost impossible for Vivi not to learn fire before you leave the forest. Almost every piece of equipment gives him fire as a skill. I think they could have overlapped those sprites a bit better. Now we need to heal straight away, so as soon as we get control, because I would hate to have beaten a boss only to die immediately. Okay, see what I mean about stealing earlier. Now quickly checking Blank's equipment, he's actually got an iron sword and that's worth a lot more than a broadsword. So I'll switch to that. I want his leather hat. You know what, I'm just going to take everything. He's not going to be with us for very long, so I don't mind him not having any good equipment on. Because it means that we can give... Can we give Vivi anything different? No. Bug Killer's more useful to us just now. Though Bright Eyes would be handy. And we've already got the Iron Sword, so that's fine. Wrist. I want Beast Killer more. Okay, so. No, we already checked it. That's fine. Okay, so these things actually keep spawning. So you can, if you want, just keep training against them. And there's a slight glitch with the way that the game is programmed. Now, remember I said that Chinna was stupidly weak, given that he's a character that wields a hammer. I always felt that he should have been stronger, but it's because to save memory, the game has him mapped over the character stats of one of the physically weaker characters that we'll see later in the game. But they actually do the same thing for Blank. Blank is mapped over one of our other characters as well. So any stat gains you get onto Blank and later Marcus actually carry through to the character when you actually get them again later. So you can actually kill off the rest of the team, raise Blank to level 99, have all those stat boosts, and have them apply to a different character when they later arrive in your team, but they're at a lower level, and so they get to get stats all over again. We're not going to do that though, because it's kind of cheap. Although it takes ages. Now, because it's going to annoy me, we are going to use an eye drops before we go. There we go. What are you doing? Something's wrong. Okay, come on then. This cutscene's awesome. Oh, it's a shame. Now, because my graphics engine hasn't handled it properly, what happens in this is that the plant monsters are chasing after you, the whole forest is chasing after you, but it's also beginning to petrify itself in one last ditch attempt to just take out the people who have attacked it. And one of the plant monsters lunges for Zidane, and Blank pushes him aside and gets captured instead. And as a last moment, Blank then throws the map to Zidane, who catches it on his way out. But it leaves Blank trapped in the forest, petrified. And so Zidane's actions there have, petrified one of his best friends and potentially trapped the entire Tantalus group because they were still in the forest when we last saw them. Monkey. What a coincidence. We went to snatch her. She wanted to be snatched. The vicious monsters it spawns, the abnormalities it stirs in the mind and body. So the whole continent is swamped in the mist, and places like the evil forest, the mist gathers and coalesces and forms physically into monsters. And it's believed that breathing in the mist causes madness, and spending too long in the mist causes the body to deform and become monstrous until eventually you become a monster as well. You can always call a soldier. I love that they set up a tent and then nobody sleeps in it. Blank's such an odd name. This is Steiner. Sleeping standing up in his armor. And Monty. So there's this superstition about the Mughals in this game is that they're so powerful that nothing would ever take them on, which is why normally the area where there's a Mughal you'll rarely find the monsters. But they're like fluffy, cute teddy bears with bat wings. Okay, I'm gonna say nothing. You can read all this stuff online if you're interested. But Mogster here, we'll come back to him a few times in the game, and we'll actually meet him in person as well. But you can check out different things with him and learn all about the game and its functions and features. And here we get our Moogle flute. Moogle flute. So when you're on the world map, you can press X and this controller, but it would be square back on the PlayStation. And it will play a flute, which will call a Moogle to us, which will let us save on the world map. Steiner making a fool of himself. Now, Final Fantasy IX has some of the most lovely music. The overworld tune for Final Fantasy IX is my favourite. But here we have the Mist Continent. This is the Final Fantasy IX overworld. What you see there is our little minimap. The lighter areas are higher elevations. So this is the cavern that we're to head to, directly south. We're going to explore a little bit, get some fights, get some levels. Oh, and I'm going to have to change Garnet's equipment as well. Now we're already over 2 hours of gameplay into the game, but there is actually a secret item you can get if you can make it all the way to disc 4 in under 12 hours. And it's It's something I've never actually managed to do myself. It's back at the PlayStation days. It took the use of a slight glitch in the programming that meant that if you opened the disc tray on your PlayStation 2 while a cutscene was playing, it would skip the cutscene. You could also do things like you'd have to save and then constantly reset and replay bits until you could get your time down to the lowest possible time. And stress doesn't even begin to cover how hard it looks to try and to be able to do that. Now, let's see, the Moonstone. Now, Garnet can learn Shell from the Moonstone. Right now, she's got Cure, Panacea, which cures poison, and Protect. Protect protects a character against physical attacks. Shell protects him against magical attacks. But Beast Killer is probably more useful to us at the moment. Though Bug Killer, I'm sure we can come back to. Because right now, I'd quite like to equip Level Up. Since we have 7 stones. Level Up. Now, Bright Eyes prevents the darkness status, but I prefer to prevent poison at the moment. I can keep on Beast Killer, I would keep on Bird Killer. And, let's see. So we're supposed to go to the Ice Cavern, but if we come over here, there should be an entrance to Southgate. Snakes. You can see Steiner now got 30 EXP instead of 20 for that, which is why he's 10 EXP ahead of Vivi and Zidane. Steiner gets 1.5 times as much experience. As well as EXP Level Up, there's another skill you can learn called Ability Up, which improves the amount of AP you get, which helps learning skills faster. Various characters get, like everybody eventually gets leveled up and everybody eventually gets ability up, but when they get it's very determined by the items that give it to them. Alright, gotta kill goblins before they can steal stuff from you because you can't get it back. And we seem to be doing pretty good against this stuff. Let's go in here. This is either Northgate or Southgate. I think it's Northgate. But here's a little bit of flavor for us. It's beneath the mist and lies between Alexandria and Bermucia. I think it's called the Melda Arch. But if we can see there, the flag's flying. Fresh footprints. Smoke's rising. That flag. That's Alexandria's war banner. How dare they commit crimes in the name of Alexandria? Steiner. Okay, so we'll go into this field, open up some of these chests, and if we go to the door, I think we can buy potions at the door, but I don't think we actually need any. Pretty sure we've got 7 or 8, and that should be enough for now. finished the 51st book in my 52 books this year challenge today. It's called the Terran Privateer. I thought I'd set a challenge this year of reading one book a week, but I'm like far ahead of it than I should be. I can hear people. Something sounds like metal grinding. All out. A voice. It's a chick. She can't see us then. What are you doing in a place like this? I'll buy some medicine from her. Oh, actually, this is a pretty good price for potions, so I'll buy 10. There we go. Okay. We'll get back onto the overworld, and we'll get ourselves around to the Ice Cavern, and we'll see where we can go from there. But that should take us to the end of today, I think. For every game they revamp this song. I think it's called For Those Who Fight. But it's a pretty good song. My favourite version of it is the piano version played in Final Fantasy VII's Advent Children when Tifa is fighting. I want to say it's Laws that she's fighting in the church, but it might not be. Whoever Tifa fights in the church in Final Fantasy Advent Children. The piano version of it is just a wonderful version. Then the heavy metal version when Cloud fights Bahamut Sin is pretty cool too. Go through the forest here. Alright, what's in the forest? Goblins! See, she doesn't have the MP to use any of these summons, but they're pretty famous ones from Final Fantasy's gone past. Things like Ifrit and Shiva, Odin, Bahamut. Atmos's ace. See, there's Steiner pulling ahead with his level up already. Ice Cavern. Alright, there's a Moogle in here that we'll get to and we'll save at, and that can be where we call it a day today, I think. this cavern will take us through to the top of the mist. Vivi's grandpa passed away. Some more lovely Final Fantasy music. Okay, the mist plumes that you can see there, if you make contact with one of them, then you end up in a fight. Normally against, I think, creatures called weirds. So whilst we can fight them as random encounters, if we do stand in the path of one of the mist jets, we'll have to fight them like so. And we can also fight flans and imps in here. Flans we've had cards of. But here are weirds. Creepy thing. Attack. I'm going to hold on to Garnet, because I can use her to cure everyone. Oh, handy. Very handy. Okay, he's just learned, Steiner's just learned Bird Killer, so we're going to quickly check and see what taught him that. And see if it's something we can swap out. No, it's armor. He'll have minus strike in just a moment. But if we put the broadsword on, no, you know what, we'll keep the iron sword on. If two items give you the same ability, you actually earn AP on both instances of it. So that's why Vivi learns fire so fast, because he gets fire from his staff, fire from his hat, fire from his gloves, I think. And as a result, he actually gets 3 times the AP. If he'd had ability up, that would then double to 6 times the AP. So learning a skill on more than one item can drastically improve how quickly you learn the skill. Which is why having Beast Killer on the Moonstone and on one of the swords can mean we learn it quickly, but it has a downside of meaning we need to have a weaker sword on for a while. Okay, so in this cave, Vivi's fire magic lets us interact in different ways with the environment. So there are points where there'll be areas he can cast fire to melt walls or move pillars or do all kinds of stuff, really. Oh, this is Protect Girls. So Protect Girls is a cover-like ability that causes Zidane to protect female members of the team. I think he says a 1 in 5 chance of doing it. When a female member of the team is attacked. But if a monster has a long animation or lead up to attacking, it can lead to Zidane just suddenly jumping alongside and standing in front of, well, in this case Garnet, and just standing there for a few seconds before anything happens. But it's a cute ability. There's Vivi got Thunder from his silk shirt. We'll leave him as is because there's no point in changing his shirt. He doesn't learn anything else from from the leather vest or anything. Is it a leather vest? Whatever, the leather armor thing that we have. I'm surprised I haven't fought any flans yet. They're always a laugh. Okay. Now, go up and get this. And then we'll move this log with a bit of fire magic. It's only a potion, but it is actually possible to miss that first chest if you try and use the fire magic before you've gone up and opened it. We stole our first Mage Masher from Baku right at the start, but you'll actually need to for a sword we're going to go and get in Limblum. So it's handy to have it just now. I'm going to try stealing from this one before I kill it. Never mind, I guess. Okay. Now behind this wall, here we have another chest. We'll carry on through into the cave. And we can follow our alternate path to get an extra item. Nothing too exciting. Although, an extra leather wrist. Let's have a look and see quickly just who's got what equipped. Leather wrist. We can give to Vivi to learn Blizzard from. Silk shirt does nothing good for him. Okay. In a minute we'll get Beast Killer there, and I'll swap that to then get Fleagale. I'm something of a completionist when it comes to abilities. Beast Killer. As soon as we get Minus Strike, I'll swap the swords back so that we can speed through getting Beast Killer. And then I can get the Moonstone onto Dagger so that she can learn Shell. Once he's got level up mastered, another 40 AP, I'll also put the Bronze Helm back on and get Bug Killer mastered. Unless until you've mastered a skill, you can't equip it unless you've got an item that has it equipped. So if I take the Iron Helm off Steiner, then I can't keep level up equipped because he's not mastered it yet. Oh, imps. Kill them. Very similar to goblins, they steal stuff from you and then they try to escape. Easier just to kill them. Okay, so that's Zidane learned Beast Killer, so we'll quickly swap his equipment so that we can get Fleagill, and I've got more than enough skill crystals, so I'll turn Fleagill back on in case we need to run away from a fight, and that way we still get money! We'll come up this way. Okay. If you've not guessed, that way is where we're supposed to go. This way looks nice and calm. This way leads to a save Mughal. Let's get Vivi's help with this. And I think this is where we'll call it a night. So, now that we've singed it, we Mughal. Hot hot hot! We'll skip over his bad language. And who is this? Oh! Teach me Mogster lesson 2. We're back in the swamp. Lots of neat stuff. None of it. Okay, this is Moise. And we've agreed to give a letter to Gumo. Okay, so I'm gonna save, and we'll call it a night there. So, not a huge amount done this time. We fought the plant brain, which was exciting. Stole everything we needed, re-equipped everyone, got some levels up, and made our way over to the Ice Cavern. Now, when we start on tomorrow's video, it will be the boss here of this Ice Cavern, and it's a great 2-on-1 fight, where Zidane gets to just show how much of a badass he is. So, thank you very much for watching. It's been great fun this evening. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye.